After almost 2 full years back in the hobby, I've received back my first ever PSA grading submission, and I couldn't be more excited. Let's dive in. What's going on YouTube? Flipping out SC coming at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to go over my first ever return from PSA grading. We'll chat about why I submitted each card, what the cards cost me overall, and how much profit I expect to see from the submission. All of the cards in this video have been either sold, traded, put in the PC, or sent to ComC, as last week I went to the Arizona State Card Show, and most of the deals got done there. But anything I didn't get dealt there, I sent to ComC. But let's get into the cards. I submitted 40 cards at the bulk submission level, when PSA was running their $15 per card promotion during November and December. Cards were submitted on December 22nd, 2022, and were returned to me on March 3rd, 2023. So, in total, a turnaround time of just over 2 months, which for a bulk submission, I think is pretty acceptable. Out of the submission, I ended up receiving 29 10s and 11 9s, and nothing under a 9. To say I was stoked would be an understatement. To break down the costs, seeing as I'm Canadian, everything moving forward is all converted into Canadian dollars. The cards were all bought/acquired over the past 2 years, aside from one, which I'll speak about more later. Some of the prices are estimated as I either combine the cards on ePack from the results of many trades, or, with that being said, traded for the cards themselves, which always makes it tough to come up with an exact value that I spent on the card. The total estimated cost of all cards was $863.05. The shipping to PSA cost $42.47. The total cost to grade all 40 cards, along with the shipping back to ship my cards, which is a company I use, cost $872.79. The company ship my cards that I use to store my cards does charge a fee to receive cards and then separate them into a lot so that I can sell them individually. This fee totaled $75.46. So all in, the cost of cards, grading, shipping, and ship my cards fees was $1,853.27. With all that being said, let's dive into the cards and take a look at the results. Since I have no real particular order to go in, I guess I'll just work my way down my list based on player and or type of card. So let's start out with this Ilya Sorokin Young Gun Canvas PSA 9. Sorokin has shown flashes of complete brilliance this year, but lately I feel like he's been cooling off. I hope he can get back to a strong play going forward, and even hopefully into the playoffs. I haven't yet sold this card, but I sent it along with a few others to ComC, and they should be listed on the website shortly. We also managed to get a base Young Gun PSA 10, along with 2 Rainbow Color Wheel PSA 10s as well. I've already sold all 3 of these. I sold the 2 Rainbow Color Wheels for a combined total of $189.96. The base PSA 10 was sold in a lot for partial cash and partial trade, and I'll go over that trade when we get to the other cards. Next, we have a Dylan Cousins base Young Gun PSA 10. Cousins has been playing a big part in the come up of the Sabres this season, and I expect him to be a big part of their young core moving forward. I've also already sold this card for $94.09. I also sent in quite a few cards from my Jeannot PC that, once he got traded, I decided to list as well in hopes that I can buy them back a little bit later for a lower price. I have his Silver Foil Young Gun PSA 10 that I sold for a slight loss, but still a total of $60.77. Seeing as I was paying $7 a Young Gun at the time of combining this, I'm fairly happy overall. I also got back his Speckled Foil Young Gun PSA 10 and his Young Gun Exclusive PSA 10, which I didn't end up selling and have decided to no longer even try. They'll stay in the PC for good. Always nice to have a few different PCs. I mean, I love to flip, but I'm a collector at the heart, and I love finding new items for my collection. Let me know in the comments who you PC, whether it's someone more obscure like Jeannot, or someone common like McDavid and Crosby. Next, we have a Saturn Young Gun PSA 9. Not sure what flap I saw on this one, as I thought it looked extremely clean, but with how my order went overall, I'm sure there had to be something. This card was also sent to ComC as it didn't sell at the show for me. Moving on, I got back a few more PSA 9s that haven't sold yet. A Batherson Young Gun PSA 9 and a Batherson Rainbow Color Wheel PSA 9. Again, both of these looked real clean to me, but overall, I'm still not complaining about how the sub went. These also got sent to ComC. To keep with the PSA 9s, I got back 2 other Rainbow Color Wheel PSA 9s. This Troy Terry and this Rasmus Dahlin. The Dahlin I picked up during the off-season for $2 Canadian off of the ePack Facebook group. By the way, speaking of ePack, if you're interested in ePack and want to know more about how to combine cards and create these rainbow color wheels and silver and speckled foils, I just made a video talking about ePack and how it works that I'll link up here for you to check out. Also, both of these PSA 9s went to ComC as well. I only had 5 other PSA 9s, 2 of which were from sports other than hockey. We first off had this Jonathan Taylor Prism Black Silver Rookie that I took a slight loss on when I sold it for $13.80 at the Phoenix Card Show, and secondly, This Mbappe Panini World Cup Extra Sticker Gold. I was actually happy to get a 9 on this. It's a bit more of an obscure card, and it's only a pop 4 with no 10s that exist. I couldn't sell it at the card show, so I sent it to ComC to hopefully get in front of some more of the European eyes who use the site. The other 3 PSA 9s were this Matthew Tkachuk Ice Blue Tracks Platinum Marquee Rookie, which got sent to ComC. This McDavid 2021 Speckled Rainbow Foil, which was part of the Sorokin PSA 10 trade lot, and this Ovechkin 2018 canvas. I'm okay with getting 1 9 on the canvas, as I ended up submitting 5 of this card, and all the rest were 10s. The 9 will be a gift for a good friend of mine, and I've so far sold 3 of the 10s. One for $85.32, another one for $109.89, and the third one was part of the McDavid and Sorokin trade, which we'll get into later when we introduce the last card that was part of the trade. But I just want to take a second to appreciate how iconic this card is. I personally think there's no ceiling for this card, and it's only going to go up in value over time. The only other card I submitted that features Ovechkin was this 2021 Speckled Rainbow Foil PSA 10, and I've already sold it. It's a pop 1, and I sold it for a nice $175.26. Very happy with that sale. To keep on the topic of Speckled Rainbow Foils, I also submitted these 2 2021 Matthew Speckled Rainbow Foils, which both PSA 10'd. Very happy about this, as they are pop 2. I've since sold both. I sold one for $118.52, while the other one was the final piece of the sale trade with the 3 other cards I've spoke of. I traded these 4 cards for $276.08 and this McKinnon Hot Prospects Rookie Patch Auto. I was very happy with the outcome of this trade. Just like the 2 Matthews, another card that I own the entire population count on is this Arthur Kaliev Rainbow Color Wheel PSA 10. I think Kaliev can have a bright future if he just gets out of LA. Seems to be that they're too crowded with young talent, and he's been kept out of the lineup too often due to his lack of defensive ability, apparently. But aside from the Rainbow Color Wheel, I also got 2 Kaliev Young Gun PSA 10s as well. Those I've decided to hold for a while, just to see what happens. The value of them has gone down since I sent them in, and like I say, I think Kaliev could have a bright future, but right now, he just doesn't have a solid place in the Kings lineup. Another player who I got 2 Young Gun PSA 10s of is Dawson Mercer. This couldn't have been better timing, as he was just heating up as these came back. I sold one of these for a very healthy $170.28, while the other one I traded for a Cup The Show Clayton Keller Auto and $20.29 on top. One of Mercer's teammates also made an appearance. I sent in 2 Jesper Bratt Rainbow Color Wheel Marquee Rookies, and both got PSA 10s. I sold one of them for $62.52, and the other one in a lot for approximately $27.61. I know the second one sold for heaps less, but it was an in-person sale, so there are no fees, no shipping, and it wasn't getting a ton of interest online, so I just figured I better move on. Another solid sale I had was this Jake Ottinger OPG Platinum Retro Rainbow Black Pack Wars Rookie, another EPAC exclusive. I sold this for $115.44. Speaking of EPAC exclusives, who doesn't love a PSA 10 Silver Foil Young Gun? This Josh Norris is only at pop 14, and if he can come back healthy next year, I don't see any way I don't profit very well on this card. But for now, I'm keeping this one not for sale because his prices are just way down due to the fact that he's barely played this year with his shoulder injury. And the only other 3 cards from sports other than hockey were this Desmond Payne Pink Camel PSA 10, which I sold for a loss at $6.90. Not really sure why I even sent that guy in. And these 2 Brady Mosaic PSA 10s, which I sold for a combined $110.44. And moving from the GOAT of the NFL, we move into a few of the GOATs of the NHL. These next 2 cards are 2 of my favorites from the submission. First, we have this 2018 McDavid Canvas PSA 10, this iconic card where he's facing off against Sidney Crosby. Such a beautiful card, and only ever going up in value as well, as these 2 just continue to cement their place in hockey history. This card is going to stay in the collection, as it's down in price as well, but I don't see it staying down there for very long. Secondly, we have a card that brings me back to my childhood every time I see it. The 2006 Rookie Showdown Crosby Ovechkin PSA 10. When I was a little tyke, maybe 7 or 8 years old, my dad used to take my brother and I to card shows where they would hand these cards out for free. Crazy to think that a card I got for free and spent around $30 in fees to grade now sells for around $200 to $250 a piece. However, this card is not for sale at this time. I do have 9 other copies of this card that I will be periodically sending in over the next few submissions, and if I can pull a few 10s on those, I think I might sell a few. And the last card of the submission is probably the biggest card, and I pulled it from a blaster this past summer. A 2020 SP Hockey Jason Robertson Rookie Authentics PSA 10. When I pulled this card, I just about sold for $50, but no one would accept that price, and I'm sure glad they didn't. This card has now most recently sold for $202.50 USD in SGC 9.5 and $200 USD raw. This was a pop 1, but is more recently a pop 2, I believe. I ended up trading this card in a lot of a few other cards, including a J-Rob Ultimate Signature Auto, a Mercer Speckled Foil Young Gun, and a few other smaller cards for Patrick Kane Future Watch Auto. The cane was really clean, and sadly, I don't have a better picture of it because I sent it off to BGS for grading. It only had one edge issue, so due to this, I figured it may not PSA 10, and a BGS 9.5 would be nicer than a PSA 9, but we shall see. And that's the sub. In total, we've sold 22 of the cards. We did end up getting hit with one more Ship My Cards fee when they brought me the cards at the card show. This fee was $49.96, and we also have to subtract for the shipping for the cards we sold via eBay and MySlabs, which totaled $102.97. After all is said and done, we're only into the remaining 18 cards for $369.03. Not too bad at all. I'm really hoping that once we sell the 8 cards we sent to ComC, we can be break even or dang close. If we can get to break even, I'm going to be stoked about having the Rookie Showdown, the couple Ovies, the McDavid, the new Killer, the new McKinnon, the Kalievs, the Genots, and approximately 2/3 to 3/4 of the Patty Kane Future Watch Auto for basically no money. As I said earlier, I'm stoked with how this first submission went, and I actually just sent my second one in just a few days ago. I hope that showing you all this will guide you in making your own submissions and growing your own collections for free via flipping. But that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments what your favorite card was from the submission, and just wanted to say thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.